All right, Scott, you're up.
My name is Lovecraft. I created Cthulhu. We're drawing. Eldritch horrors tonight. Eldritch horrors tonight. Eldritch horrors tonight.
So why Eldritch Horrors? Apparently this month is H.P. Lovecraft's birthday, but H.P. Lovecraft's kind of a problematic character in some regards, so I didn't want to just do a Lovecraft themed draw, so we just expanded out to Eldritch Horrors. So you could be doing Cthulhu, you could do Shumagorath or Azarthoth or any of the other Eldritch Horrors.
Azarthoth, that's World of Warcraft, isn't it?
I think so.
Yog-Sothoth.
Yeah, you could do that. What I did is I went to D&D Speak. They have a list of 100 Eldritch Horrors. So I'm going to ask Scott to give me a number between 1 and 100.
33.
33. So I'm scrolling down page 33. And that'll be the Eldritch Horror I start off with. Turn off the overlay. Drew is here now. Drew, hi, Drew.
Hey, Drew.
Hola.
Okay, there we go. There's the
33
is. I'm not even sure how to say this. Post the comments. Give me a second.
Mangle it up.
So here's the description of what Scott picked, number 33. I missed the first letters. There's RAR apostrophe HHK. A stone block is convulsing unnaturally. Looking upon the stone block has a chance of giving cackle fever.
Okay.
After it's caused a cackle fever fit. Players can avert their eyes. So a stone block is convulsing unnaturally. Okay, that should be fairly simple to start off with. A stone block is convulsing unnaturally. So block is we'll put a twist in it to give it some convulsion. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, always good.
I just finished eating dinner. It was delicious.
Yummy.
Good. Glad to hear it. Okay. Stone block. Convulsing. I like the fact that they have to put in there, it's convulsing unnaturally, as though a stone block would naturally convulse. Drew, are you a Lovecraft guy? You like Lovecraft?
I am indeed.
I honestly haven't really read much Lovecraft.
I enjoy it. I enjoy the work. I particularly the Cthulhu mythos, and I'm also a big fan of what's called the dream cycle, which are sort of some loosely connected stories. But it's one of those situations where it's like I appreciate the art, not the artist.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not. Yeah, I get.
I-
Like
I-
I was telling Scott at the beginning. You know, the reason this isn't a Lovecraft theme is Lovecraft's kind of a problematic individual.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do anything to sort of venerate him. And frankly, I feel like the work is spread so far that you can appreciate the work without really having to do anything, for Lovecraft. So I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of the stories, and I love that he kind of gave his friends sort of, an open invitation to use the elements as they wanted, because he saw it as just sort of expanding the mythos, further. So like his buddies, Robert E. Howard would make references to some, Cthulhu related stuff or like eldritch stuff, and like so did his other friends like August Derleth and Clark Ashton Smith. They would all sort of reference a lot of the same stuff and kept it alive.
All right. So there's the first one. R-H-H-K. Really? All right. Jason, give me a number between 1 and 100.
74.
74. Okay. Tayuth the Judge.
Huh?
So here's the one that Jason gave me. Put that in the chat. Give me a long chat. So this is the one you just gave me here. Number 74. Tayuth the Judge. This being has a vaguely humanoid head and an upper body attached to a large spider-like lower body with tentacles instead of legs. It emits a sound that is similar to a gavel smashing hardwood. Those in the presence of Tayuth are judged by the elder god. Those he deems worthy transformed into his disciples, highly powerful Ithilid spider hybrids. Those who are unworthy become pulsing blobs known as the condemned.
Okay.
So that's what I got to try and draw now. It's a little bit harder than a quivering block of stone.
Yeah. Or a block of jello.
Yeah. All right. So vaguely humanoid head. Okay. Vaguely humanoid head. I'm not sure what vaguely. How do you depict vaguely humanoid?
It's a head or it's not a head?
So it's going to be a head that's like has just the merest suggestion of humanity, but otherwise off and disturbing.
Okay.
Vaguely humanoid head and upper body attached to a large spider-like lower body. Vaguely humanoid head, large. Vaguely humanoid. And upper body. Anybody else want to try one? I got a list of 100 of them.
Well, I've already started my own.
Upper body attached to a large spider-like lower body. Start of my vaguely humanoid head too big. It's okay though. Vaguely humanoid head and upper body. Okay. Attached to a large spider-like lower body, but with tentacles instead of legs. Okay. Should I put some music on? What would you say, like, are your common characteristics for eldritch creatures, Drew? I think tentacles is pretty common, right?
Yeah, tentacles are common, or just even just amorphous sort of blobs, or blobs with tentacles, or masses of eyes, or just a gaping mouth like some sort of horrific lamprey.
Yeah, gaping mouth. That's it.
What is that?
Good one.
Cthulhu?
Cthulhu. So Cthulhu is what's referred to as an elder god. Cthulhu is the description basically just says that it's sort of like kind of like an octopus, but lots of tentacles, but with like a body. I think they described the body as vaguely gorilla-like, but misshapen and then having wings as well. I mean, those are kind of the things, but I think it's just an approximation, because it's like the whole thing is like the person who witnesses it. It's like they're just trying to say that it's close to this, but Lovecraft's crutch was that rather than have to come up with a solid description of what stuff looks like, he just says that it's like mind shattering, or like horrific beyond description, things like that.
In City of Heroes, during one of the big events, they introduced this giant octopus that would like appear in the harbor, and like everybody would have to come and fight it, because it was like you couldn't do it on your own. And that's the first time I heard of Cthulhu. It wasn't Cthulhu, but that's what some of the people were referring to it as.
Yeah, that's the one. Cthulhu.
I mean, I had thought that Cthulhu was public domain. That it's been around long enough that it's in the public domain territory, and as long as like your version of Cthulhu doesn't look like exactly like somebody else's, you probably get away with it. But I don't know. Other people seem to think that there are other people hold rights to it, so I don't know how it works. I'm not a lawyer. But I've made some Cthulhu mini comics, and I don't care. I'm gonna keep making them.
Haven't been sued yet.
Haven't been sued yet. Yeah, I don't know. Lovecraft was a weird dude. But yeah, I think a lot of it is just like to save himself from having to come up with a really solid description, he just said it's so horrific that the mind can't comprehend it. So.
What is this one's name? TYHUUTH. The Judge. All right. At least this was giving me more to work with rather than a quivering stone block. What do you think? Is this a vaguely humanoid head?
Yeah.
That's vaguely.
Vaguely humanoid head. And upper body. Vaguely humanoid head and upper body. It doesn't really mention arms, so I'm giving them kind of arms that kind of end in paws or claws.
It's a fine idea.
Like your guy with the crab claws.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, my mind is the name is eluding me right now. What's the character's name?
I call him Mash Monster.
Mash Monster. Where'd you come up with that name?
Well, I mean, I like like heroic names like Flash Gordon, or I don't know. I wanted something that sounded sort of like heroic, like Flash Gordon, but he's a monster, and so I just thought, well, what about Mash Monster instead of Flash Gordon? He's Mash Monster, and so that's where I came up with that, and of course, it's just sort of like the song Monster Mash, but also because he's the way. But I mean, that's why he's called Mash Monster, because it sounds like, to me, it sounds like Flash Gordon. But I also like weird characters like Metamorpho, and I just like how like Metamorpho has different body parts like that, represent different elements. And I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to make a sort of weird mismatched character that had like a gorilla upper body and like amphibian lower body, and then weird crab claws for hands, and then wearing a luchador mask. And that's pretty much Mash Monster. So.
Ron is in the house.
Did you get the new superpowers Metamorpho?
I didn't, and I'm trying so hard not to, because I could easily buy all those stupid superpowers figures. I loved that toy line when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I see them all the time, and I'm like, no, I'm not buying them. But then I saw that Metamorpho, and I was just like, no. I'm not gonna do it, but he looks great.
Ron, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, Ron.
All right. What's the theme tonight?
Eldritch horrors.
Okay.
So right now I'm drawing Tayuth the Judge. Oh, Drew bounced.
I can still hear everybody.
And you bounce very quickly. You're back.
It could be them there rolling brownouts or everything or whatever.
Hey, so what is the definition of a brownout?
Drew just dropped again for quickly, so he might not have heard the question.
What definition of a what?
A brownout versus a blackout.
I think like brownouts are usually like in smaller areas, and blackouts are bigger.
Oh,
I might have to look it up though, because I'm just talking out my butt.
all right. Let's Google it then.
Okay, so a blackout is a complete loss of power
Mhm.
that can be planned or unplanned. And then a brownout is a controlled reduction in voltage levels that can be intentional or unintentional. They're more frequent, less noticeable, especially if the voltage drop is small or brief. They can cause lights to dim, devices operate more slowly, or even short-term shutoffs.
Okay. Just reduced power.
That's what it is.
No Donald today?
Poor John.
Sure word,
He's
John
gonna-
used to it.
He's gonna kill me for using that name. Because if it enters the vernacular, he's gonna be mad as hell.
Because
Hey, Donald.
yeah, I think I saw either a post or a response that you made. You called him Donald, and I started laughing.
I usually only do it when I'm trying to be like disapproving of something he does.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Donald.
Oh, you know what? It was in the chat, and he said "kapla." And then,
Oh yeah, because he was mixing fandoms.
yeah. And that's
Yeah,
when
you
you
guys
called
was
him
fucking
Donald.
Klingon or something.
Yeah, that's when you called him Donald.
Bring your A game if you're gonna be fighting me with people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, don't get in a nerd fight with Drew. That's just asking trouble.
Oh, I mean, I'm not like that, but I just think it's funny. I will say this though, I was the king of the nerds at Honolulu Comic Con.
Yeah, didn't you kick ass in that? Actually,
Actually, John and I were very close. I think I only beat John by like maybe a point or two at most. So It was really neck and neck for a while.
This was like pop culture trivia or something?
Yeah, it was just trivia.
It's nerd trivia. Actually,
Yeah, but they want you to, when you answer the question, you're supposed to go, actually, so, which was fun to do. But I mean, it was all good fun.
I'm actually this guy at the Lego store, and then after I realized I had done it, I was like, oh, that probably didn't look good.
If I say it, I tend to do a weird voice. Like I'll go, actually.
you turn into the comic book man from The Simpsons.
Yeah, no.
With the lisp and everything?
And try to be as condescending as possible.
The thing I hate about drawing tentacles is the suction cups.
Yeah, that's why I don't do them. I just all my tentacles look sort of vaguely phallic or eel-like.
Yeah, vaguely phallic. That tentacle has foreskin.
Hey, how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
I don't know, Ron, how many.
8. No, wait, that's wrong.
I've heard another version of that joke.
10.
How do you tell if your girlfriend is ticklish?
How?
You give her a test tickle.
Isn't that a tickle me Elmo joke?
I kind of hope not.
Yeah, I follow this guy on Instagram. He just does dad jokes.
Well, I like that harp sound, Michael.
It's perfect for eldritch monsters.
Entering the dream sequence.
Yeah, where is John tonight?
Not sure.
He's up, running amok.
He usually has some sort of excuse on why he's late.
Cat or Gwen.
And it's usually what? Gwen's fault, right?
No comment.
There's the second one. That is. So you, the judge. So here's
There you go.
The description was: the being has a vaguely humanoid head and upper body, attached to a large spider-like lower body,
And several
with
penises.
tentacles instead of legs. All right. There's 2 days.
Well done. Well done. Adam.
All right.
You got 2 done already. I'm still inking my first.
Well, I'm just sketching. Ron, give me a number between 1 and 100.
22.
22. Moss of the Insane. Here's the next one.
Is that like some sort of monster directory here?
Yeah, I got a list of 100 eldritch horrors on D&D Speak.
Ooh.
Moss of the Insane. A mass of yellowish moss is under your feet for many feet. It seems like the ground itself whispers through the yellow moss. Well, okay, this is going to be pretty boring to draw. It's yellow moss.
Oh.
Often while walking across it, your foot will become unnaturally stuck. Upon closer inspection, each tendril of moss appears to resemble a tiny hand with long, decrepit fingernails. Okay, I'm going to have to do this close up. So I just like to show a foot, and then the moss is all these little hands. All right.
It says it has a mouth.
Tiny hand with long, decrepit fingernails, and where the palm should be a tiny, drooling mouth. When Bearskin is bitten by this monstrosity, the victim will be unable to think clearly or speak beyond tongues. All right. So we'll have to do this close up. Right. So let's see. Take this out here. I'll take myself off single screen while I'm thinking. So what's everybody watching these days?
I've been really into a show called The Rookie.
That's a pretty good show.
Rookie.
With the Fillion?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been watching that, and then one on Netflix called Peaky Blinders.
Oh.
I've heard good things about Peaky Blinders, but I just never got around to watching it.
It's good. I mean, they're not nice people, but it's fun watching people being horrible sometimes.
Well,
I like Cillian Murphy, but he's so creepy.
Cillian.
Is it Cillian? Well, how do you say his name?
Killian.
Oh, Killian. Sorry. I don't speak Gaelic. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how you say this freaking name.
There's on one of the episodes of The Great North, one of the characters kept calling it Cillian, and he insisted that's how you say his name, but they kept correcting him. Like, you do realize his name is Killian Murphy, right?
That's fine. I wouldn't know. I don't know if I've ever heard his name. I've only I've seen him in movies, but I don't think I've ever watched any interviews with him or anything.
Mm.
I liked Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I liked Oppenheimer too. I had no idea they went through all that just to build that thing. And then he was under investigation. I was like, What I found out on, I think it was called Tubi, the channel.
Mm-hmm.
I've been binge watching What's Happening.
Oh, I like What's Happening.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Rerun?
Yeah.
Yep. Rerun and Roger.
Rerun, Raj, and Dwayne.
Dwayne. And Shirley. I can't remember the little sister's name. Was it D?
D. Yeah,
Yeah.
the annoying little sister. And I didn't know it took place in Watts in Los Angeles. But I guess, back then it was a nice place, no crime.
I don't know too much about Watts. I mean, I know that was where the race riots really kind of blew up.
Yeah.
And then there's a concert film called Watts Stacks. So it's like I guess a concert of a bunch of different like soul artists.
Oh, okay.
It's good.
Watts is part of the infamous, South Central LA.
Oh yeah.
Where movies like Boys in the Hood and what was that other movie? Menace to Society. Those are the neighborhoods that include Watts. So this was like back then when What's Happening was showing. I think that's the 70s or 80s. So it's a nice, fun place.
It hasn't been completely gentrified yet.
At that time, no. And then the 90s happened, and then that's when you had all the gang wars and stuff like that. I think maybe now, maybe parts of it.
When I was living in San Francisco, the Mission District was like the ghetto.
Oh.
And now I hear it's pretty much where all of the Google employees live.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's a cheaper place to live.
Well, I mean, not anymore.
Yeah.
It's been like completely
revamped.
It's like the landscape has been completely terraformed.
Yeah.
From what I hear.
And that's a good thing, right?
I mean, look, less crime is always great, but it's like, I just think about all the people, like when I was there, the Mission was largely Hispanic and oddly, a lot of Vietnamese and like black people. So now that it's become the, Google campus, it's like, what happened to all the people that were there? Got pushed out, I'm guessing, because they probably can't afford to live there anymore.
Yeah.
Because it was really cheap to live there, relatively, when I was there.
They probably bought the properties for dirt cheap. And then these families, I guess, got enough to move away somewhere, and then they just rebuilt it.
Well, nobody owned anything there. It was all like tenements and
Oh yeah.
So it's like those buildings probably got sold and everybody just got pushed out.
Yeah.
As they do.
Progress.
Like when I first got there, it was real rough, but the police increased their presence there. So it's like every time I went to the Mission District, there was always cops everywhere, not like actively busted people, but and it really, like crime went down, and then it started becoming kind of like a trendy place to go get like all the taquerias or like the pho places started booming.
You somebody? One of you must have bounced and come back again.
Fine. they just announced Gail Simone is going to be here for Comic-Con Honolulu.
You're coming back to Hawaii.
Yeah.
When is Comic Con Honolulu?
September
September.
6, 7, 8.
Ooh. A month from now, huh?
From the,
So we're all scrambling to get our stuff ready, you know.
I'm not going to have a table, but I threw my hat in, for panels again. They contacted me and asked me if I'd be interested.
So what kind of panel are you gonna participate in?
Well, I'd like to do. So Jose Luis Garcia Lopez is going to be there. I'd like to try to do one with him because the DC Style Guide is getting published. For the first time. Before it was only available for the licensing department at DC Comics. Now it's like anybody can get it. So I really want to talk to Jose Garcia Lopez about that. He's the principal. Him and Dick Giordano were the principal artists on it.
They're like the 80s, 90s, the definitive DC guys.
Yeah. Kind of setting the standard for how they wanted all the characters to look. So.
Did a good job.
I mean, it's like when I close my eyes and think of Superman and Batman, it's usually the Jose Luis Garcia Lopez version.
The 86 Superpowers cartoon
Yep.
was heavily, they went from Alex Toth to him.
And, I'd like to talk to him. I guess he mostly does like live draw events, but his English isn't always that strong. I think he's from Argentina. I know a little bit of Spanish, so I'm willing to try to stagger through a sit down with him if he's willing.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
But yeah, I don't know if he'd be willing to or not. But I'd love the opportunity to talk with him. He's one of my all-time favorites. So. And then I proposed a chat with Gail Simone, a couple of panels actually. So one, what's his name? Riley, I think it's Riley Brown.
The guy from National Treasure?
He was the artist who worked with her on Deadpool when she was writing Deadpool. So I'd like to, if I can, work out a panel with the two of them. That'd be cool. We could talk Deadpool. I mean, it's pretty topical since he's in the biggest movie of the year thus far. And then I'd like to do another panel with Gail and possibly Canilla, since he worked on a Wonder Woman comic that she wrote. See if we can get Canilla out there. And then the other panel would be an X-Men panel, since she's writing Uncanny X-Men right now, and it's pretty freaking good, in my opinion. So I don't know if we can work it out with her. I know she gets a little anxious, about public speaking and stuff. So I understand if she doesn't want to do it.
Oh, I think she's done enough cons to handle it.
So, I'm up for it. And then I'm just waiting to see if we get more people announced. I was talking to Amy today about it, with some of the possibilities are. So hopefully they'll be announcing stuff soon.
What's after Honolulu Comic Con? Just the Maui Comic Con, and that's it.
Well, amazing.
Oh, amazing!
Amazing if it ever comes back.
Hopefully it comes back because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to come to Honolulu.
Yeah. I'm supposed to have the table there, so. It would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice to finally meet you, Drew.
Yeah, hang out. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Drew's overrated.
Well, I hung out with Mike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm overrated too.
That's why he was like, I showed up and he was like, "You came all this way for here for the comic jam?" I was like, "Well, this is one of the things I wanted to do."
I admit to being overrated. People think I have more pull and influence than I do. You know.
You know who's not overrated? John.
John J. Murakami.
Murakami.
I think if you're gonna use Murakami, you might as well call him John Old Murakami.
John Old Murakami.
Kind of reminds me of Jarnathan.
Jarnathan, yeah, Jarnathan.
Because what, John's been doing this as long as Sam, huh? Or actually, John's more than Sam. Sam Kemples. So I know Sam started that Pineapple Man back in the 90s.
Yeah, Pineapple Man's 30 this year.
I think John started this right after college, or I guess during college.
During college.
So
he
I
actually,
think early 90s, I think.
his mentor was actually, I was influenced by his mentor also. By Dave Thorne.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's who got me to go to Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con in 1992.
Wow.
So it was awesome for me because I was a big Image fan when it first started. Because that was the year that started. And
At that time, who wasn't an Image fan?
exactly. Exactly.
Sadly, I was not an Image fan. Not then. I've since, gained appreciation, but at the time, I didn't get it.
When they first started up, you didn't.
No, I think I read Spawn like when it came out, and I didn't think it was that great, and I just didn't get anything else. And then
Spawn's the one that I like, though. It was like some of the other stuff I didn't.
Youngblood and all that. Rob Liefeld was overrated.
I don't know. It's like now, older, and then looking at the stuff. I picked up the Max. Like I found a bunch of issues of the Max in the dollar bin, and I really enjoyed it. And then I got a bunch of this book called Pit.
Oh yeah.
I love that
version.
I really liked that. I like Dale Keown's art.
Yeah.
I picked up. Yeah, and I liked his Hulk. I remember liking his Hulk at the time. But I don't know. I think it was just like at that age when all that stuff was coming out, I was kind of moving away from a lot of that stuff. Like I had been reading, the Vertigo books, like Sandman and Swamp Thing and Hellblazer, and
right.
I kind of had moved away from superhero stuff, and then like a year later, I discovered like Love and Rockets, 8 Ball, Hate, all that stuff, and that I just kind of went that way because I guess the artsy fartsy kind of stuff, and yeah, I don't know, like I just never really read any of the Image Guys stuff. It's only been the last few years, like I just a few months ago I picked up Gen 13, and I really like what's his name, Jason Scott Campbell.
Yeah.
I like his art a lot, but I was completely ignorant of it when I was younger.
It's actually J. Scott Campbell.
Oh, okay.
Here's my Moss of the Insane. He's on his foot.
Alrighty.
All right. Who didn't give me a number yet?
Drew?
One between 1 and 100.
Between 1 and 100.
87.
87.
But yeah, did you ever get into Strangers in Paradise?
That's Terry Moore.
Yeah.
I have not. I hear good things, and I'd like to track that down.
That reminds me, I need to download my Kickstarter digital copy. Terry Moore.
I got a lot of the sketchbooks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like his work.
I like it. It's real straightforward. It's nothing real dynamic. It's more drama women.
Yeah.
It's a lesbian thing going on.
Okay.
It seemed. What is 87?
Well, it's the sign.
Oh, the sign.
An intricate and wicked-looking symbol. When drawn on a person's flesh with virgin's blood, subsumes the victim's will to its own until the sigil is removed.
Interesting.
Okay, an intricate and wicked-looking symbol in virgin blood.
Was that Ace of Base?
An intricate and wicked-looking symbol. That's probably not my area of expertise. That sounds like something not Sam Campos.
Kevin Sano.
Kevin Sano, yeah, Kevin Sano.
Yeah, he's got a knack for that stuff.
Intricate and wicked-looking symbol. Okay, this is going to take some thinking, I think.
You could always, do a mulligan.
Symbology is not my strong suit. No, it's good. I mean, I got to push myself, so. Let me just look up, like, demonic symbols real quick and see what kind of...
The artist formerly known as.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not very intricate, though. I wouldn't call that intricate. But it's got to be something you can draw on somebody's skin. Intricate and wicked-looking symbol. Okay, let's see. It's a sigil, so let's start with a circle. Let's do this. And, let's see. Wicked-looking. We have hints of horns.
Did anybody ever read a comic called The Invisibles?
Invisibles.
No. Johnson.
It was.
Was it all blank pages?
Yeah. It was by Grant Morrison, and I think they had a bunch of different artists work on it over the course of the series.
Ron, that's the book you need to illustrate because you just draw backgrounds and then put dialogue in it.
But The Invisibles, I guess its sales weren't great, and it was like on the verge of cancellation a couple times. And so the writer made this sigil, and they put it, I guess, in the letters column. And Morrison, the writer, he basically told everybody that if they would look at the sigil while they masturbated, the sexual energy would be enough to to power the magic to keep the book going.
Wow.
It managed to evade cancellation, so I guess it worked. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've ever seen any interviews with like Grant Morrison, but like he really believes in magic. It's like a magic practitioner.
Wizard.
Yeah. Chaos magic, he calls it. So.
You know what you got to look for is early Derek Robertson.
I like his stuff.
Okay, I found out his stuff, his early stuff. It was a comic, Space Beaver.
Yeah, it was like a kind of like a, I don't want to say a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles clone, but it was like, you know, when all that like
that style.
Yeah.
But yeah. But it was actually a good story. I thought it was a good story.
No, it's, from what I understand, it was one of the better Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle clones.
Yeah, it is far from adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked it. I gave him my whole run to a friend, and I was like, oh, why did I give it to him? I love this thing. But yeah, I really appreciate. It's like he doesn't even acknowledge that. It's like, dude, this thing was awesome.
He's worked on a lot of stuff. I remember he was an artist on Wolverine for a little bit. And then he did Transmetropolitan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then, of course, he was the artist on The Boys.
Oh, yeah, that's what he's real famous for now.
But his stuff on Transmetropolitan is really good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he actually did a cover for Ninja Turtles #1 recently. And I was like, oh, wow. So... Because, yeah, I would also like to meet Dave Garcia, the artist for PandaCon, the creator for PandaCon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because he's from the same town I'm from, El Centro in California. I was like, oh, wow, I wouldn't mind meeting him and stuff. I've actually still have those #1 and 2 of PandaCon. In fact, I forget where I got it from.
All right, do I have a virgin blood colored marker?
I can see Crayola doing that one. What color is that? Virgin red.
I think Carmine Red. Well, pretty close.
Virgin blood red.
Scott, have you seen anything about this absolute Batman that's coming?
I've seen some of the stuff, but I haven't, because I think I'm gonna be getting it in the Infinite in a couple soon. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, the DC Infinite. Because like
They still do. I didn't know they still did it.
Yeah. Okay, so like it's like a month behind or something like that. So I just got. I mean, the Absolute Powers one just came out, so I'm gonna start reading that one.
Oh, so they have them in print first before they go on the internet?
I mean, after it hits newsstands, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Then, like about a month later, it's on the app. You can read it on the app.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I see them in the comic book stores and stuff. All the Absolute stuff. With like...
Who bounced this time?
Probably me.
Probably.
Have you seen any of the designs for Batman?
I saw one. I don't know. No, I mean, I've seen one. I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking about. It's like the one where he has these funky shoulder pads.
He's like, I mean, I don't hate it, but it's crazy how massive he is. He's like,
Oh yeah, that
it's
one.
like,
Yeah, I saw that. It's like what?
he's like ginormous Batman.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I usually try to read it, but too much stuff going on. It's like it's weird.
The Superman and Wonder Woman bother me, but
Yeah,
the Batman looks interesting.
You seen Cape Crusader yet?
I watched the first episode. I liked it.
I like
did?
it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, there's something about it that's bothering me a bit.
I'm not a fan of Hamish. What's his name? Hamish. Whatever that guy's name is. He's kind of like Ben McKenzie. They're doing this really emotionless, monotone Batman, and like
Yeah.
I feel like he's trying to do Kevin Conroy, but
yes, yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather than to be a second-rate Kevin Conroy, I'd rather they try something else. I mean, I know I love Conroy. I think, but you know, be your own Batman.
Most of the guys after like Reno Romero and Jason O'Mara and stuff, those guys and Deidre Bader, you know, they all got their own thing to it, and it's like, yeah, that's what was so good about it.
I loved Batman Brave and Bold.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I thought that cartoon was fantastic.
And little nods and
I was really bummed that so many people didn't feel the same. I mean, we got to see Kamandi. We got to see the Challengers of the Unknown. I mean, they did that great crossover with Wonder Woman, which is just fantastic.
right.
I mean, so many other characters popped up, and I loved how they had that crazy rivalry between him and Green Arrow.
Right.
I loved the take that they did on Aquaman. There was a lot that I really liked about that cartoon, and I was bummed. I mean, it's funny. My ex-girlfriend used to like watching it with me too, and we were watching it. And when they, you know, not to spoil it for anybody, but when Buona Beast, like, you know, dies that heroic death, we're sitting there, and I looked at her, and she had her face in her hands, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "God damn them for making me cry over Buona Beast." And I was just laughing so hard. I couldn't help it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that cartoon was great, and Diedrich Bader was a great Batman.
He's Harvey Dent now in the new show.
Yeah, it's weird, and I don't know how I feel. Like this Harvey is such a jerk in the first episode. I don't know.
That's a lot of it is the characters are so they're different than anything before, kind of thing. It's not just it's the characterizations of it. Like Bullock, I think Bullock is a cop in this one, yeah.
Yeah, Bullock pissed me off, to be honest with you, because I don't remember Bullock ever being a bad. Well, okay, he was never a good guy, but he wasn't a bad guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, in the comics, he still was a good guy. And he still did what was right. He just maybe had some questionable ways about doing it, but he wasn't like, he was never like on the take or like crooked, you know. And I'm not happy with them sort of turning Bullock into, you know, that type of character. But maybe he'll redeem himself.
Right. Why is Barbara a DA?
Yeah. Okay, that's another thing. I forgot about that. She was always a librarian. What's wrong with Barbara being a librarian?
Librarian, or even some kind of like information type of thing. I mean, I was thinking at some point that's how they're going to push it into this, like, you know, even if they don't totally do the Oracle thing, but you have back with information and stuff. You know, that's what I was thinking. But then, like, they just totally with this DA bit and.
Well, but it's also supposed to be in the 40s, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many female district attorneys were there in the 40s. I don't know. Well, then again, the likelihood of there being a black police commissioner, I don't know if that would. So I get it. It's a fantasy land. That's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I liked Barbara Gordon as a librarian. Yeah, you're right. Okay, now that you mentioned these things, Scott, now I'm beginning to question how much I really like this thing or not.
It's not bad, but it's like part of me is like, this is not. It's Batman in name. You know, the characters pop up, but they're
it looks
playing. They're plugging.
It looks great though. You know, like the Batmobile looks cool. Batman looks cool. You know, everything looks cool so far. But again, I've only watched the first episode. But.
Except for when you get to the end and when Harvey becomes Two-Face, that design is horrible.
Really? Okay, I haven't seen that yet, so I gotta get there.
When you see it, you'll see it. I mean, the one they did in the animated series, right? That one was a good split type of thing. This one is just like, I don't know. Somebody was like one day they just like cut the face in half and it was scribbling on it type of thing.
But I mean, I loved what was his name? Richard Mole.
Yeah.
He was great as Two-Face. It's like when I heard he was doing the voice of Two-Face, all I could think of was Bull from Night Court, and then you hear him, and it's like, wow, and he really, you know, emoted so well. I don't know, and he made him kind of a sympathetic character.
That's the other thing with this one, you know, it's like.
Yeah, he's too much of a jerk. You don't really feel too bad.
Part of the difference is the original animated series had like how many hundred something, or they went, you know, for a number of seasons, but 60 so like 100 something episodes, and this one we've only had 10 episodes so far, and so part of me is like, okay, I'm willing to give it that, but you know, in this entire run I don't believe they introduced or made any new characters, whereas in the original series, you know, in the first episode 5, 6 or something is when, you know, they gave us the Red Claw, right? And you get a bunch of these new characters they had made up just for animated series.
Yeah.
And a bunch of them became standouts, or they became, you know, they got introduced into the comics and they became their own, you know, like Harley and Renee Montoya, you know, became kind of standout characters on their own right.
Yeah.
This one, they didn't do any of that, and the characters that they did bring over, like I said, they're not the characters even you're even familiar with. It's just a totally different character. It's like you
Well,
could've
like they
introduced for that.
introduced, I know, what's his name, Flass or
Yeah.
Flat, the one that was from Batman Year One.
Right.
You know, they introduced that character, and then you know we got Bullock, and I think they've introduced Montoya, but yeah, I don't know. It's funny that Red Claw, I don't think ever Red Claw never made it into the comics, did she? I think she was just in the show.
Well, Red Claw, Roxy Rocket. I mean, there's that kind of small handful of characters that they made for the animated series that didn't cross over. But it's like, I guess to me, it's just the fact that they had made these characters up for the show, and you know, they made it or they didn't make it. Whereas this new one, like I said, but it's only 10 episodes, so you know, it's hard to really introduce new characters and try to build them up that short of a.
Sure. I mean, I know that they're going to have their version of Harley. At some point.
It's like it's not. It's I mean, it's the name, you know. But the characters, they could have made a new character for that.
Now, did Roxy Rocket? Didn't she make it? She popped up in the Superman series, didn't she?
Right.
Good on Punchline.
Punchline. That's the new. She's like a newer one, right?
Yeah.
She didn't. Well, then she didn't show up in this one though. She's Joker's new whatever.
Good new fling.
And then the first time you see Alfred on screen, I think, oh, they're gonna do Alfred Beagle. But it's Pennyworth. It's like, oh, well, it's the Beagle design. He's kind of a prick to Alfred in this show.
Who?
Because he's like, Pennyworth, what are you doing? You know, it's always that kind of a thing almost, right? He's like, he doesn't call him Alfred, at least until the end. He kind of realizes, oh, yeah, I better start being nice to this guy that's taking care of me.
Who? Batman?
Yeah.
That's weird. All right. I like I said, I've only seen the first episode. Maybe I need to watch it again, pay more attention.
Drew, you have a bad connection tonight.
Am I dropping in and out?
Yeah.
I think there's something going on over here.
Be right back.
music. As Ace is bouncing.
I'm Jason.
You mean? Oh, he bounced. Be out of back.
It's our rolling brownouts.
Sorry, I just couldn't.
Couldn't let Drew have all the fun, huh?
Let's get this. I just couldn't stand more of Drew's stories there. So.
No, it was just.
God, will you ever shut up?
I mean, I like the info, but you know, sometimes too much, right?
This guy just loves the sound of his own voice.
He's great in radio.
They say I have a body for radio.
Hey, is Nerdwatch still around?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think they are defunct.
Ah. Another victim of the pandemic.
I'm not sure what happened.
We're still here.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll tell you what
Think about
happened.
Episode 166, I think. Is that what this number is?
I'll tell you what happened to Nerdwatch. One letter and one word. G-Money.
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know him very well, but I haven't seen much, presence from him online.
Oh,
Who was that, Lika?
no,
No, G Money.
Oh.
It's like, Aaron or Aaron and
Aaron.
Gannon. I keep in contact with them, or at least I still like see stuff from them.
Well, Gannon comes to town every now and then, right?
Yeah.
I see you guys
First
like post
time.
pics and
Yeah.
Oh, his band plays over here sometimes. I mean,
Yeah, or he comes over here to see other bands.
we should do a show or a video on YouTube, like whatever happened to, and then you fill in the blank. Whatever happened to Nerd Watch?
Behind the music.
Yeah, like that.
BS1.
You'll find out about some behind the scenes conflicts they had.
Yeah. Todd wouldn't talk to anybody except through post-it notes. Alika was like a total diva. Had to have like just one color of M&M.
Always had to address him as Your Grace.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. maybe we can get them to film a fake one.
Yeah.
We're doing a time. 124. Should we do a round here? See where everybody's at? Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay, Drew, thanks for volunteering.
Well,
Nice. Got a whole cult thing going on there.
Nyarlathotep.
Excuse you.
Nyarlathotep.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Good night. Salute. What's that from?
It's from the Cthulhu mythos.
Jason, let's take a look at what you got so far. I see you got some kind of Rorschach test going on there.
Yeah, Just putting in the details and stuff, just having some fun with the paint.
Alrighty. Scott,
Painting it
ready?
all.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's my Lord and Savior.
Nice. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Gotta go back a couple pages here. So this first one is Rock, RHHK, Rock. Which is a convulsing boulder that causes you to have cackling disease. Cackling. This one is Tyhuth the Judge, which is that vaguely humanoid head and body on a spider-like lower body with tentacles instead of legs.
Nice.
This is the Moss, which is small little hands with mouths that look like yellow moss until you step on and then they lurch up and grab you, drag you down. And this is the Sign.
Signs everywhere, the signs.
And then this is just me going crazy. So we're out on our Eldritch monsters. So you didn't want a table at Comic-Con Honolulu, Drew, or?
I've never had a table there.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like I barely did it well enough to, get my table at amazing. I feel like if I'd be doing two that close together, I'd really be pushing my luck.
Mm-hmm. Ron, are you going to be sending me pieces for Comic-Con Honolulu?
No, didn't do so good last time over there, so I'm like, I don't know what to make. And it seems like the auction over there is not as good as the Kawaii-Con, huh?
Well, it's hard to tell because that first one back from the pandemic was kind of rough. They weren't. I think everybody's kind of off their game, and that makes a difference when the hosts aren't.
Okay.
The last the Kawaii-Con one wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I did pretty well for the auction for Kawaii-Con.
And like I said, if you actually attend it, you can see they were much more lively, and it's just strange how much difference that makes. How lively the host is and how energetic they are.
Did anybody predict that Has-Been Hotel was going to be as huge as it was at the con?
I don't know.
It was like, that was the thing that everybody really seemed to be into.
Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it to be that popular, especially on a streaming service like Prime. I mean,
well, the animator, the one that created the show, she was a YouTuber before she got picked up by Prime.
Yeah.
So she had a following already, huh?
Yeah, she had a bit of a following. Vivzy Pop. But
Vivzy Pop.
I don't know. It was like the biggest things it seemed to me were Has-Been Hotel and One Piece. That was the thing everybody seemed to be cosplaying They seem to be the things that everybody seems to be really interested in.
Well, my Hazbin Hotel sold at the auction, but then they never came and picked it up, so I still have it. It kind of sucks, you know. If you're going to bid on something, bid on it in good faith.
Yeah. Damn tourists.
It's all good.
So I don't. It's hard to predict what are the properties that everybody's going to be going apeshit over. You know, at Comic-Con Honolulu.
Well, do you think we're still going to be riding on the Deadpool Wolverine train for a bit?
I think Deadpool, Wolverine. I think X-Men '97.
Yeah.
I think those are gonna. I think there'll still be a presence for that. I don't know.
And the Uncanny X-Men #1.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was a good comic.
Well, I gotta read it. I just got it before I came home.
I looked at it when I got home today, and I enjoyed it. I don't usually get variants, but I actually picked up the 3 copies of it today. So
Wait, there's a new Uncanny X-Men
Oh,
comic?
yeah,
Yeah.
I liked the covers.
And get, yeah, they were pretty crazy. I was watching Mike giving out the pools and stuff, so going through the pools, and so seeing all the different variants.
I mean, I haven't bought an X-Men comic since, I don't know, 2004.
Oh wow! So what are you? You indie guy or
Yeah,
or all around?
mostly indie stuff.
Oh,
I like horror, crime, science fiction, fantasy.
Speaking of horror, did you get into that Stray Dogs?
I love it.
Me too. I got so many variants of that, it was stupid.
I thought it was great. And I loved it. Kind of reminded me of like a Don Bluth kind of style. I thought it was a good mix.
That's what Feral is too now.
Yeah, Feral is like the Cats version, though. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of
Feral,
a
the guy
different
that's got the
version.
Lego movie coming out?
No.
Oh, that's Pharrell. Sorry.
Did you know he's half Filipino?
Pharrell?
Yeah.
I did not know that, but it does surprise me.
Did you guys get him in the racial
Yeah,
draft?
yeah.
Or?
I just saw this video that like these 2 black guys were saying, "Hey, did you know Pharrell's half Filipino?" And they're like, "What?" And then they do a little thing about how I think his mom is Filipina.
It's like, we'll take Pharrell. You guys can have.
Look, with Filipinos, you can have 1/32 blood in you, Filipino blood, and they'll claim you. So
Now, there's got to be a draft. You have to. Like, we're going to take Pharrell, but you can have Rob Schneider.
oh yeah, you can have.
Like I have any say in the matter.
Like, I don't know. I mean, that Chappelle skit was hilarious. It was one of the greatest of all time, I think.
Which skit are you talking about?
The racial draft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They
The Tiger Wood.
Yeah.
yeah, when the Asian delegation takes Tiger Woods. Or no, Tiger Woods. No, sorry, the Asian delegation took the Wu-Tang Clan. Tiger Woods ends up becoming fully black. I forgot.
Hey, that one skit he did, the black KKK member.
Oh my god.
That was one of the best.
Feels a little prophetic now.
Yeah. And I like when he went around with John Mayer.
With the guitar.
Yeah. What do white people like? What do black people like? What do Latin people like?
Latin people like drums and piano and Latin gibberish.
Yeah. Then he turned it up a notch. And then he had the megaphone.
Yeah. When like there was like a board meeting and he starts playing that like Grateful Dead sounding kind of music, and then the one girl like takes her top off.
Yeah. Then he started playing rock music and everybody was like beating the shit out of each other.
He's like, play the fight riff, John.
Yeah. Play it. Or when he was President Bush, Black Bush.
Yeah. My favorite is when Mos Def is the black head of the CIA.
The yellow bread.
Yellow cake.
No, they call it yellow bread, didn't he?
It was yellow cake.
Yeah, it was cake, but they call it.
It was yellow bread. And so he's like, I got it in this special CIA napkin.
And then one guy, don't drop that shit, man.
It's like, pray to God you don't drop that shit.
Got this from the motherland. Oh man.
When he goes, it's the cradle of motherfucking civilization. Oh man, the Chappelle Show was so good.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And then he went crazy and then he left. Oh.
Well, I don't think he went crazy. I don't know, maybe. I think it was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
They gave him like to do another season, and they offered him like $20 million or something.
Oh, I thought it was 50.
Maybe it was. That's a lot of money.
What color should this thing be?
Yellow.
It should be of a hue imperceptible to the human eye. Beyond our spectrum of knowing.
So purple?
Ultraviolet.
I don't know.
It'll be the ultra of violet and the infra of red.
That's a Will Ferrell character, right?
I don't know.
I think there was a character, he spoke like that.
Wait, I don't know. I wasn't purposely trying to copy anybody. I was just being weird.
Oh. That's pretty good then. I think Will Ferrell did kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that was the one where he did the in
Oh, in the actor's studio?
Oh, James Lipton.
No, it couldn't have been him. He was doing.
Well, James Lipton kind of had that inflection.
He did. He was like
He
when
did,
he's
but-
doing like.
But yeah, Drew kind of did it differently. I know he has. That's why maybe it reminded me of that. But no, I think he did another.
I mean, I guess if anything, I was trying to be like Lovecraft and just be like over the top.
Oh,
But I mean, not that I've ever heard him speak. I don't think he's been recorded. I just was trying to speak in his like sort of flowery prose. But,
kind of a spooky, like a spooky voice,
yeah.
spooky, like narrator's voice.
Yeah.
The voiceover. That's pretty good, Drew. Maybe you should, in your panel, speak like that.
Well, it's like you read, like they talk about like when they find this ancient ruins where Cthulhu is like above where Cthulhu is resting.
Yeah.
They talk about how everything has like strange proportions that are like you can't perceive the angles of this place because there's like all of it says like cyclopean, monuments of a non-Euclidean geometry, or and it's just like what, what kind of words are these?
Yeah, that's
See,
how
they renewed something for 3 more seasons. I think she's talking about Has Been Hotel.
Wow.
Is that what you were talking about, Sandy? I'm not sure.
Sandy's here?
She's in the chat.
Um, 3 more seasons.
Good for them.
Why? No, I'm just kidding.
Because people like R-rated Disney.
And they say like it's like the theater kids, like all the singing.
Yeah. I guess it's because the character designs aren't very appealing to me anyway. So I couldn't really get into it. I was like, I don't really like the character design.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like ever since Adventure Time, it's like the looser and crazier it seems, the more popular the stuff is.
Yeah. It's a Cal Arts influence. I don't like it.
I don't know. I loved Adventure Time. I thought it was really good.
I don't like that. I don't like that style.
No, I mean the style is crazy, but I mean so is like Rick and Morty has done that real loose kind of.
Here's John. He's out with
Wow.
out with the old timers.
Yeah, sure.
John J.
Hold on,
Mobile.
let me bring him up.
Wow.
Yeah. Who's that big ugly Chinese guy? Oh, that's me.
It's tall Mr. Lowe.
Who's on the call?
John J.
I think
Mobile.
let me see. I only see us. How come we can't see?
Because we're trying to see who's there.
Switch the
Well,
camera
they're
here,
inbound.
please, so everyone can see. But yeah, there's Andrew and Michael. This is Michael Cannon. He's drawing. This is us. Oh, look how old this guy looks. Who's this? This one is Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is on the call?
Yeah, that's me. The Howley version.
All right.
True.
The Howley version.
They have that gravelly
It's
voice.
now Annabelle.
All right.
Yeah. Who is Jason? Oh, Jason is on the Big Island. Yeah, Jason Monroe. Oh, Monroe. Didn't you say Jason Momoa? Oh, I thought it was Jason Momoa. Put your
I don't
glasses
gotta
on.
put on
I'll
the
take one
glasses.
more.
Your glasses.
Oh. Okay. I have one drawing here.
Jason Samoa.
There we go.
Yes, Jason Samoa.
You see it? No? Does it come out?
I'm from Kailua.
See, Cthulhu and Old Man.
Well, Gwen looks
Alright.
excited.
Just drew it real fast. I don't know if you can see it or not. All right. Oh, you know why? Because Alan zoomed in. That's why I can't see everything. Anyway, well, just want to say hi. Okay. See you guys.
See you, John.
Aloha.
Okay.
Aloha.
Mr. John J. Mobile.
Now let's
Go ahead.
talk shit about Jonald.
Donald.
Oh,
Donald.
there you go.
There's John. I forgot he had that dinner with Alan and I think Dennis Fruchtstocky.
Oh, that's who it is, huh? I'll take more. I'll take more.
Nah. No more. He's getting annoying already.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. Doing that mobile commercial and everything. And
What?
was it T-Mobile or something? Did a T-Mobile commercial?
T-Mobile home internet
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing over there?
with the two Scrubs guys.
You gotta make that money somehow.
I've seen the two Scrubs guys, but I don't think I've seen one with Moa.
How come you call them Scrubs?
Because they're
That's
from
the show they go
Scrubs.
Zach Braff and what's the other guy's name?
Oh yeah, that's the name of the show.
Not Scrubs.
I was like,
They're the kind of guys that TLC would never go out with.
Well,
He's part of the
he is down
waterfall.
one member, isn't it? Or more.
Yes.
That's that.
Rest in life, Left Eye Lopez.
What did she pass away from?
What was that? Wasn't that a fire?
Oh, she didn't have a like a disease or something?
I
Cancer?
think it was a fire.
Oh. Gee. Speaking of TLC, you know, one of my first jobs was doing concept work for music videos.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if you remember this one video they did called Unpretty, I think.
Yeah.
They talked about
I don't think
that.
I saw the video, but I know the song.
Yeah. So in the video, there's like this probe that goes around and kind of like follows them through their daily life. So yeah, I designed that probe.
That's pretty cool.
They're supposed to be some sort of like alien, I don't know, creatures or something.
So it's an anal probe.
TLC.
Which band was this?
Not an anal probe. No, if you saw it, it had like all spiky stuff on it. I don't think you want that up your
Yikes!
bum. So, I wonder if I can.
Unless
find
you're
that.
into it.
Yeah, that's always the.
No
path.
kink shaming, Ron.
That's always the past, right? As long as you're into it. Let's see.
You agree upon the safe word. And,
The safe word is kumquat.
kumquat.
Come on.
My safe word is echidna.
Your neck chuck, what?
Chuck, yes, that's my safe word.
Well, my safe word is stop.
Stop! Was that the word?
Are you sure it is?
Sandy says, "I'm sorry, I can't even remember. I'm just watching doing the drinking, but not the drawing tonight."
Get fucked up.
No, after drawing this thing, I feel like I should be drinking.
Has your mind been shattered by the sheer insanity of its proportions?
All right, how we doing? Oh, good. Finished this in time. All right, let's do last rounds, guys. When we do that, like, anybody have anything need to promote coming up?
Tales of the Macabre!
That was Winnie the Pooh thing.
Yeah,
That's right.
Let's start here. I'm done.
I supported that.
So I started off taking numbers from the 100 Eldritch horrors on the D&D Speak site. So we got the Rock, which is a contorting stone block. We have Cthulhu, the Judge. And then we got the Moss. And then we got the Sign. And then just be going crazy. I kind of like this one. You see that?
Cool.
Mouth.
That's odd. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
Sexy, right?
Give me flashbacks to that Dune popcorn bucket. That's hot.
The Eldritch flashlight. Let's see who's next. Scott, you ready?
Hi.
Hi. Why don't I us?
There you go.
Wait, so those are wings, right?
Yeah.
Because like without reading the negative spaces wings, it looks like he's got a fro.
Oh.
I like
the
that.
Bob Ross Cthulhu. Cthulhu Ross.
That's awesome.
See, now you guys can't unsee it, right? It's a fro.
High school high.
Here, Ron sent me some stuff. Okay. Oh, the design probe. Okay, I'll bring that up in a minute. Okay, thank you, Scott. Looks good. Cthulhu Ross. Jason, you ready?
Yeah. More into the details. Whoa. Yeah, that's about it.
All right.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Like a Rorschach test, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's good.
Rorschach test.
And Drew.
Well, I'm slow. This is what I got so far.
Look at that.
Both of the stuff.
Could you not decide how the star should be in the pentagram?
Well, it's like I was looking at different sigils when I, put it in there, so it has like all these weird patterns in it.
Make your own.
I thought you were making a pentagram and said, "I don't like that star." Let me do it.
Make a
What
different
is
star.
next week? What's next week? Anybody remember?
Far Side.
Eric
Gary
Larson.
Larson.
The Far Side scene. Yeah. Far Side next week. Then the 80s Wrestlers and Jack Kirby. That's gonna be a weird. We're having a weird month.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be a good one.
Hey, Mike, I sent you that 2 screen caps of
Here's
the.
yeah. Let me bring up the
Oh, okay.
share screen. All right, so you have to tell us what we're looking at here, Ron.
So that's the probe.
Oh.
Yeah, I definitely won't with that in your butt, would you?
No.
And then what's this other one?
So that's like their spaceship they're supposed to be in.
Okay.
Now that I look at it, like, ugh, okay, I did that.
What are the people in the background? Because one looks like fake.
Well, the probe follows them when they're trying to, because the song is about being yourself, and so all these people are doing like plastic surgery and, you know, throwing up to be skinny, and this probe is like recording everything and sending it back to their ship. So the screen's in the back. At least that's what they told me the concept was.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay, so we got the Macabre Tales comes out when?
Well, the Kickstarter hasn't launched yet, but I believe we're shooting for Halloween.
Yeah. And isn't
Yeah,
Macabre
that's
Tales
what she said.
2 coming out?
Yeah, I think that Macabre Tale 2 is going to be, what, Christmas time?
It's due Christmas time, right?
I believe so.
No, that's supposed to be Valentine.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Valentine's, but it's due.
Mine's due
Yeah.
January 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when mine's due.
So January 1st is the.
We got the Comic-Con Halloween coming up September 6, 7, 8. I've already been asked if I'll come to Candy Crawl in October for Halloween at Pearl Ridge.
Nice.
Amazing still up in the air.
I hope it happens.
When is it supposed to happen?
November.
8th, 9th, and 10th.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem really solid to me yet.
Hmm.
We'll see. Next week is The Far Side. Gary Larson's The Far Side, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know the Mililani Town Association's got something coming up in October also. We're trying to get vendors and community partners for stuff. Anybody's interested, I can forward you that. What else? Say something, but having a senior moment there. Oh, if you're in Hawaii, get your ballot in. You got 3 days before the deadline. Get your ballot in. Vote. Red, blue, purple, whatever. Just vote.
Wow, you guys is that early?
It's not the national primary. It's for our state elections.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh.
Yeah. You know, the thing with Hawaii though is like you have to pick a party and then you vote the ballot on that. I'm nonpartisan, so there's only like 2 guys, and both the options are a little out there.
Isn't that always the case?
Did you vote for Shelby Pikachu?
Shelby
Hell, I think I would.
What are we watching on Jason here? What are you doing, Jason?
Oh, sorry.
He's like watching Jason scroll through the internet or something. I don't know.
It was Pinterest. Sorry about that.
All right. Well, hey, it could have been worse. You weren't on Pornhub.
Thank God.
Oh, man.
Well, also, I'm trying to finish up this painting too. Let's see.
And there he goes.
Yeah.
How am I gonna fix this? Oh, there it is.
What are we looking at? Which painting? Oh,
Oh,
It's painting behind.
the one
me.
behind you.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw you posted your progress on that. That's a great sunset.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna turn it around so I can get you guys to. Or
Wow.
there we go.
nice.
The thing is I got this going on.
A happy little house.
The house with the floral, but the floral, I think I gotta detail it a little bit more, and then detail the mountains and the clouds. Redo the clouds and stuff.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
So that's
think
what's
the clouds
going on.
look okay. The only thing I would question is like you have this sun behind the mountain and behind part of the cloud, but then it just turns blue. It's like there's no transition.
Right. I see what you mean. I gotta transition that.
Nice work.
It's like the clouds just become a hard border.
Right. Oh, okay. Like back here.
Like you
Ah,
see a
okay.
little bit of blue, like above the mountain, you'd
Okay.
see a little bit of yellow, or orange
Oh, okay.
fading into the blue.
Up there.
Just
Yeah.
as an example, right? So, because you have like the sun behind the clouds in that one area,
And then you get blue.
the rest of the sky is just a hard blue. It's like, wait, what happened to the sun?
Right.
Yeah, so-
exactly. I could see that.
That's why I thought originally it was like, lava, the glow from the lava.
Oh, okay.
So that I originally thought it was that, but since it's the sun, yeah. I'm glad Mike said something about that.
Yeah,
It
Mike's
doesn't
the
matter
asshole. I know.
Whoever says it, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just feel
I
like
like-
bliss and
I like the surreal quality of it, but maybe that wasn't the intention.
more of a. I was trying to do more of a realistic, but yeah, it's like surreal.
I like the waves. The wave looked cool.
Thank you. Yeah. This whitewash was pretty fun doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize how big it was until you put your hand next to it. Like, wow.
He was sitting in front of it, so
Yeah. See,
Yeah, but when you have your hand as a scale, it's like, wow, this painting is actually that big.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's how.
It's what about
It is.
20 by 30 or so?
No, it's a 60 by 48.
Wow.
If I do it, I can't even really
I get
stand in front of it.
yeah, it's 5 feet wide. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 5 feet wide.
Okay.
Let's see if I can do this. See if I can do this.
He's got a Punisher shirt on.
oh yeah,
I
that's,
don't want it off.
wow.
There you go.
That is-
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's how big it
That's a big painting, Mr. Momoa.
is. Yeah.
I'm looking at how red your face is. You've been out in the sun too much.
Oh,
Sandy
that's
says
what my
tonight.
cloud is.
Good night,
Okay, good
Sandy.
night.
Good night, Sandy.
Night, Sandy.
All right.
I,
We should wrap up too.
All right.
Next week,
Okay.
Mark time. Everybody say aloha.
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 All right. Ending the stream.